Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fulton Street Beats. If you are looking at this mug, you know it is time to unbox a guitar, but not just any guitar. Today we are unboxing a fabulous Chibson. That is right, the dreaded Chibson from China. Except I like them. I always have. And they seem to be getting better and better. Ace Frehley behind me on the wall, case in point. Nuno Betancourt behind me on the wall, case in point. Today, however, we are doing one of my favorite guitars ever, and that is a Chibson SG. But not just any Chibson SG. This is supposed to be an Angus Young signature SG. So we're going to check this out. I believe it's supposed to be around a 2010 model in the SG Gibson series, but we'll have to see. There's a lot of different variations to the signature model, and some that a lot of you, even Gibson connoisseurs, probably don't know about. A lot of different things, and it's really hard to keep up on things. So without any further ado, first, actually, hit that like button, share, subscribe if you like cool unboxings, replica guitars, rock and roll guitars, any kind of guitar that floats your boat. This is the channel for you. As long as you're not a guitar snob, you're going to love it. Let's get to this. Let's unbox this guitar. It just arrived. I can't wait to unbox it. I'm very excited because, well, Angus Young rocks and AC/DC rocks. So, here's the thing. I had an SG before, and it was an Angus Young SG, and a buddy of mine has it. It is a knockoff, and a buddy of mine has it now, and still has it, and it's still going strong, actually. Very beautiful guitar. However, it did not have the lightning bolt inlays, and this one is supposed to have the lightning bolt inlays. So let me get this in here. We're gonna try to split this tape open here. I don't want a big mess coming out of here. You know how when you unbox these guitars, they get very, very messy. I think we got it. There we go. Yep, just a little styrofoam in there. But we're not going to horse around. Of course, we got our, what they like to consider case candy, which consists of a really shitty cord and an Allen key, but we'll put that over there. Let's pull this thing out. It is packaged in foam very well. You guys want to see, kind of like they all come. Some are encased a little better than others. Now, am I expecting a lot out of this guitar? Well, honestly, I don't know, because lately they've been very good. So I'm getting used to them being good, and I hope this one is good too. SG weight to it, that's for sure. And let's see what we got here. Okay, right away you'll notice that they have a decal over the headstock, par for course, and a new thing that I've noticed that they're doing. On the back where they say Made in USA, they put a decal over that says Made in China. So they're covering up. So if you want to play this guitar just like this for your moral compasses and not take that off, there you go. There you go. Problem solved, right? I will tell you right now, the tuners on the back would not be correct for this guitar. They're just not correct. So I'm definitely going to have to upgrade those. Let's see what this logo, we're all waiting to see what this logo, we do have the lightning bolts. Let's see what this logo looks like. There we are. Ooh, needs a little cleaning up now, but that's actually done pretty well. Actually very well. One of the better ones I've seen. That's done quite nicely. And you guys know we got there's different varying headstock sizes according to year and you name it. So it's really hard for someone to look at a guitar these days and say, hey, that's supposed to be on it or this is not. I mean, it's really difficult. I'm about to blow your mind here. So the fretboard actually looks like it's conditioned. It's actually a little wet. Say wet, not wet, but it looks conditioned. It looks like it smells like lemon oil also. These guitars are getting better and better. Let's hope we don't have any flaws on this thing. Peel off our plastics. And there we are. Look at this. We're not wasting any time today. Come on, bag. Get off there. Get off there. All right. As you can see, we have the dark, it's a dark wine color. Right off the bat, I'm noticing it looks pretty good. I'm going to grab a little rag here real quick. And let's, just in case I got any smudges, so we can see if there's any blemishes on this guitar. So there's no plastic on the pick guard. I noticed that. Yeah, I think this fretboard's actually been conditioned. I'm going to leave a link to the seller I got this from on eBay, if they still have them. So right away, there's some things that I notice about this guitar right away that would not be on a Angus Young SG. Body shape is pretty legit. They use my favorite, these good Strat buttons that are flat and wide, where they're not shaped like a bell. I am loving seeing this, and I don't find this on high-end guitars usually, but they're putting it on these guitars. That's cool, because that means your strap, when it gets wore out, where it goes on, doesn't slip off. So pretty cool. So let's check this out thoroughly. Very nice looking fretboard. Appears to be an ebony with a nice grain to it. The inlays are very nice. Very, very nice. Frets gonna need a little polishing. They're a little gritty, but that's par for course. Fantastic frets. It's a thing, they're getting better and better with frets. I'm believing this guitar was actually checked before it was shipped for some reason, because I think it's pretty close to in tune. Which is another thing that's been happening lately with guitars that have been shipped to me on the Chibsons, on the Chibonez. They've been pretty well set up so far. I think a lot's changing in 2023 compared to what they used to be. Let's check this neck. What do you guys think? Pretty guitar, right? What do you think? Can you spot? What would make you think this was a knockoff? Right away, if you looked at it, and I know what your number one thing is going to be. Everybody's number one thing is this, but let's see. Our neck has a bit of relief to it, which is a good sign. I'm thinking the guitar has been set up. Okay, so what's the indicators on this guitar? Headstock and logo look pretty good. Tuners are definitely off. The truss rod cover itself is extremely well centered, and it's not quite touching the nut, which is good. The nut seems to be cut. It's a deep cut on the nut, but it seems to be cut wide enough. We're going to check for buzz real quick. This guitar's definitely been set up, and it's very close to in tune. Very cool. Very cool. Switch. Nice and solid feel. These are long shaft pots, in case you're wondering. I can tell right now they're long shafts. So they're not adjusted quite down as far as they should be. And they turn quite nicely. So keep that in mind. They're a long shaft pot that they put in these. Very cool. Plastic on the back here still, but there's no plastic on this pick guard that I see, unless I'm just not looking deep enough, but it doesn't seem like there is. Pick guard seems to be cut well too. Really decent looking pick guard. I've seen these where they're so far off. This one's on. So right out of the box, it looks fantastic. How does it sound? We'll get there. But let's see here. I don't have a pick. Do I have a pick? There we go. There's a pick. Let's see here. Oh. So she's definitely in tune. Very much in tune, actually. I think she's pretty close. Very cool. Okay, so I'm digging it. I'm kind of in a little bit of awe. So I don't know if they set this up because they knew it was coming to me, because the address was Fulton Street Beats. Maybe they're aware of the channel, and that's why it was set up, because this fretboard's obviously been conditioned. But hey, I'll take it. I'm not seeing any flaws on the guitar, honestly, guys. No flaws that you, at least nothing that's jumping out at me right away. So very cool. Inlays are really remarkable on this, and there's hardly, I don't see any fill around them, to tell you the truth. The nut appears to be cut right. Like I said, there's neck relief. Let's check our action at the 12th here real quick. I could pretty much tell what it is, but I'm not going to say it. But 1 millimeter on the low E, 1 millimeter on the high E. So the guitar's definitely been set up. Very, very cool. So what are the factors? What are we looking at that wouldn't be legit on a real Gibson? Well, they got the knob a lot closer than they usually do, so I'm going to have to give them props for that. Usually they're so set so far back that they just stick right out like a sore thumb. There should be almost touching this pick guard, but we're going to let that slide. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good one. Number 2, you guys are looking at the slots, right? Looking at like they all do. That's how we tell Chibsons from Gibsons, right? The slots and the bridge pins. False. Not on a signature SG that this is trying to emulate. In fact, Angus Young requested on the signature that they have slotted bridge pins because he sweat so much that they would corrode and they couldn't get to turn the wheels enough. So then they actually had nylon saddles. This doesn't have that, but I actually had nylon saddles, and instead of the intonation screws facing this way on an Angus Young model, they would actually face down for ease of intonation to get to them with a screwdriver. A lot of people didn't know that. So for the ones that get these guitars and they want to change these, and I do have these posts, by the way. I have posts to change this to probably a Gibson style bridge. And I'm going to change the bridge on this regardless because they usually don't come with great bridges. So I usually put the 70, 80 bucks in them to change the bridge to make the everything stable and make sure the intonation is correct. So we will be doing that in another episode since we have the parts to do it. But yes, and maybe I'll order one with the nylon saddles. But yes, so the slots on this, for all you Gibson connoisseurs out there, if you see an Angus Young signature model around the 2009, 2010 era, they usually, but not always, usually have slots because, well, that's how Angus liked them. And the intonation screws did not point towards the headstock. They pointed towards the bottom of the guitar. So keep that in mind. So this would be turned around. We'd have nylon on there, and we'd keep the slots. Very cool. A lot of people don't know that. I think it's a pretty outstanding guitar so far. The neck, you're wondering, definitely a modern C. Very, very comfortable, along the lines of what you would find on the original. I believe this heel right here is pretty close. It might be a touch longer than it should be, but I'd have to double check some reference pictures to make sure. But it looks, for all intents and purposes, it looks great. My big clue on this guitar would be, well, the bridge not being correct. Not because of the slots, but because of the direction it's facing. The knobs are definitely not correct. This should have witch hats on it, old school witch hats, which we have right here. That's right, we're going to put the old school witch hats on it and change the tuners. We're going to find some tuners that actually look par for course for this guitar, providing it plays well. Now, a lot of mistakes are usually made with these bodies too when you get the full pick guard. Usually they have a swimming pool cutout, and it should not be a swimming pool cutout. However, there is some cases where Angus Young had some guitars some were 3 pickup versions, and he had some wacky stuff done to it. If you know his Back in Black guitar, which I'm trying to get a company called Polaris Music to make me a Back in Black Angus Young edition SG. Now, that guitar started out life as a kind of a walnut color in Angus's arsenal, and it had 3 pickups. He didn't like it. He put this kind of pick guard on it, changed it to 2 pickups, had the guitar painted black. It was called the Tuxedo. Had it painted black, and then there was a big hole cut out in the back where he could put his wireless system, and that didn't work out too well for him. He kept getting electrocuted, so the guitar was later repaired, filled in, fixed. To this day, it is black with a white pick guard. It has gold hardware, but silver pickups and gold tuners. Really cool guitar. Trying to get Polaris Music to make one of those for me. Polaris Music, if you are watching, please make that happen. definitely would like to check that out. And from what I hear, Polaris Music makes some killer guitars, so that's pretty cool. Now, back to this guitar. So we're going to change the knobs out. How does it sound? I don't know. Let's plug it in and find out. Let's just give it a couple strums. I'm not going to get into playing it right now. Let's check our tuning on it first, because whew. Now, a lot of you don't know, but a lot of the early AC/DC stuff, I know I'm full of useless information today, right? But a lot of the early AC/DC stuff is standard tuning, but it's a touch flat. If you listen to the album High Voltage, it was a touch flat. So that's where I like to keep my tuning, because if you're ever playing to the album or anything like that, you'll sound just like it. This is, I don't know if you guys are seeing that. This is in tune or close to it. I'm going to see if you guys can see this here. E is a touch flat, but we can... A is a touch flat. D is a touch flat. Maybe somebody already did this. G is a touch flat. B is on. Let's make that a touch flat. There we go. And E's on. We're going to touch flat that. Okay, guys. Guitar's definitely been set up. I'm going to give a shout out to the seller. I can't remember his name, but you'll see it on the screen. Thank you for setting it up if you did it. I can't imagine this would ship from China and be in a warehouse and be this neat and set up. And another indicator is the plastic on the pick card cover is gone. I only had one piece of plastic on one pickup on the front. The other one was gone. So I think it's been set up, and the strings are feeling pretty good too, like not cheap strings. So let's get over here. Okay, we are plugged in. Woo, she's pretty articulate. So she's sounding pretty good. I don't know if you can, it's conveying, but it sounds good. It's definitely in tune. Definitely was set up before it was sent. Ooh, wait. It's kind of crunchy. Not bad, guys. Whatever, I don't remember, I guess. But it's a great sounding guitar. So there you have it. That's just a quick little touch. We're gonna actually get this properly, make sure she's spot on in tune. And we're gonna come back. We'll do a backing track on another episode of this. But what do you guys think? Like I said, hit that like button, share, subscribe if you like cool guitars, knockoff guitars, budget guitars, you name it. If you like it, hit that like button. Let's see exactly what's out there for 2023. And if you are a manufacturer or a seller of these type of guitars, for God's sakes, let me know. We would love to take a look at them here at Fulton Street Beats, and my viewers love to see this stuff. How good do you have the best? Show us what you got. Show us what you're capable of in 2023. Remember, guys, it's rock and roll that makes the world go round. Peace.